Is it just me, or has the internet gotten a lot more sexual lately?
Every time I get a kill, she has to take off one piece of clothing.
I'm Lily Paulette, and today I'm getting ran through by 100 guys.
Get ready with me for the UCLA Undie Run as a post-grad.
How to take the perfect thirst trap.
I am going to do a world record, 1,000 men in 24 hours.
And yes, I know what you're thinking. The internet since inception has always been riddled with salacious content. But recently it seems like it's getting force-fed to us in a different way.
Hell yes.
Like most middle-aged 30-year-olds such as myself, I tend to enjoy World War II history pages, weightlifting videos, or even those two guys building things in the jungle, definitely without the use of heavy machinery. And for the most part, that's what my feed consisted of. One day I was mindlessly scrolling on IG when all of a sudden, boom, a breastfeeding video. What was this? What just happened? And why did that show up? A bare naked boob on my feed? How was I supposed to feel? And most importantly, was it time for me to start breastfeeding? Wait, no, that can't be right. I wasn't even pregnant. I started digging deeper and deeper into what was happening. And what I found was a bit startling and raised many questions. Not in a moral panic sort of way, but in a, wait, how long has this been happening and why am I only just starting to notice sort of way? And the fact I couldn't open up any app without seeing a half-naked somebody selling me motivation, wellness, or a link in bio, that's when it hit me. This isn't random. This is built in. So in this video, we're gonna unpack how the internet and the algorithms running it have become increasingly pornified.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
We're talking about why sex appeal is baked into every platform's DNA, why suggestive content performs better than literally anything else, and why you're being fed this stuff even if you never asked for it. First, let's rewind. It's the late 90s.
Got a buck? You're in luck.
Read Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. I need a snack. Jell-O pudding.
You're at your friend's house after school. His older brother Jeff has just found something magical.
You little trout sniffer.
A sketchy website with a pixelated thumbnail of a woman in a red bikini.
Oh, yeah!
Estimated time, 1 hour, 57 minutes. You and the boys huddle around the family computer like it's the moon landing. Shoulder, maybe some clavicle. And just before you made it to the promised land, you hear it. The garage door opening. Mom's home. Jeff panics and tries to close the site.
Abort! Abort! Now!
Computer unresponsive because it's 1998 and computers don't work that well yet. Back then, there was a clear boundary. You had to go looking for it. A scrambled channel on late night cable, a shady link from LimeWire, a flash drive passed around the classroom like contraband. It was risky, intentional, and kind of a rite of passage. Now fast forward to 2026. A 12-year-old with a smartphone doesn't have to search, they scroll. They're not stumbling into porn sites. They're getting served algorithmically optimized thirst traps disguised as wellness.
This is everything I do and eat in the day for big balls.
Motivation.
This piece of advice I'm about to share with you is literally worth millions of dollars.
And day-in-the-life vlogs on the most common apps that we use every single day. They're not seeking out explicit content, it's showing up uninvited.
We were gonna call, but Eddie wanted to make it a surprise.
Yeah.
No warnings, no filters, just another scroll on a Tuesday, and it's everywhere. We've gone from hunting for playboys in the woods to being involuntary subscribed to a softcore drip feed on every social platform we use. Somewhere along the way, the line disappeared. And it's not just happening, it's being engineered. So the question becomes, if this is what we're seeing on the surface, what are the algorithms really trying to feed us underneath? Here's what's actually going on behind the screen. Social media platforms are not neutral. They're highly optimized, profit-driven attention traps, and they're getting better and better at trapping us. Every swipe, pause, like, share, save becomes a data point. Not better to serve you, but to better serve the platform's bottom line. The algorithm doesn't know what's tasteful or appropriate. It only knows what works. And what works consistently across every platform is sexualized imagery. And to the algorithm, a second is everything. That tiny pause pause is data, that hesitation is value, you linger on one gym selfie, congratulations, your feed now consists of 70% glutes, compression shorts, and just woke up like this thirst traps. This isn't you choosing your desires. This is the algorithm shaping them. You're not following these accounts, but the system notices that other people paused here, that you paused here, and so it sends more. It's not showing you what you like, it's showing you what's most likely to keep you from looking away. And once it figures out that sex works, it doesn't stop, it scales. Even on platforms you think are safe. LinkedIn thirst traps, Pinterest fitness boards, Twitch streams. This is algorithmic sexualization at scale. And because the people behind these platforms are chasing engagement, not ethics, no one's stepping in to say, hey, maybe dial it back. So the system keeps going. More suggestive, more optimized, more addictive.
I know brain rot.
So now we have to ask, what is this doing to us? Let's talk dopamine.
Dopamine.
Every scroll, every swipe, every glimpse of abs or cleavage or whatever your brain responds to, it gives you a tiny hit. Over time, those little hits condition your brain. The more you scroll, the more your brain learns to crave the next hit. And the algorithm, of course, is more than happy to provide it. But here's the issue. Your brain adapts. This is called desensitization. The more stimulation you get, the less effective it becomes. And in that process, your attention span shredded, your baseline mood lowered.
I am having a very bad day.
Your real life interactions kinda disappointing because real life doesn't move at 60 scrolls per minute, but your brain doesn't know that. All it knows is this is boring now. Where's the dopamine? And this doesn't just affect individuals, it affects culture. You start seeing hypersexualized aesthetics bleed into every corner of the media. Thirst becomes the language of influence.
It's one move in bed that makes a girl go crazy.
We're training a generation to believe that being desirable is more valuable than being capable. And maybe the scariest part is how normal it's all starting to feel. This isn't about moral panic. It's about cognitive overload, about what it means when entire platforms are hijacking our brains, not with porn, but with content engineered to have the same neurological effect.
Check this out.
Wow.
So that's pretty neat.
This is so freaking cool.
So the next question becomes, if our feeds are changing how we think, feel, and relate, what does this mean for society as a whole? The algorithm rewards what gets attention, and nothing gets attention quite like a body.
Oh, sexy.
Not a well thought out opinion, not a unique talent, just skin, angles, and innuendo. We've created an attention economy where being desirable is more profitable than being interesting, skilled, or even real.
I am a puppet for anyone who can afford me.
I am your new best friend.
And for a growing number of people, especially young women, that has very real consequences.
Every girl thinks that they have to be better than the other girl.
There's just a constant pressure, I guess, with everybody.
Sometimes they'll say like, you know, your stomach area is fat. And I'm like, wait, is it?
One viral thirst trap, more followers, more DMs, more validation, more opportunity. This isn't just about sex work. It's about visibility as a currency, about how platforms that reward how you look before they reward what you do. And the system reinforces itself. The algorithm pushes the content, the culture validates it, monetizes it, and now sex appeal isn't just common, it's profitable. Because when a generation is growing up being told by metrics, by platforms, by creators, that their greatest asset is how much they can turn somebody on.
Catch me outside, how about that?
What's the most you made in a day on there?
I made $1 million in 6 hours. By the end of the day, it was at like 4 million.
That changes everything. It changes how people express themselves, it changes what we value in each other, and it redefines empowerment, not as a freedom of choice, but how well you play the game. In the game, it's designed by engineers, run by billionaire tech CEOs.
Do I smoke meat? Smoking meat, smoking these meats.
And the only guaranteed winner is the company behind the code. So now we're asking the big one. Is there any way to opt out, or are we all just players in a system that was built to seduce us, whether we wanted it or not? Let's be real, there's no off button for the system.
Stop crying, it won't do any good. And anyway, you have a lot of work to do starting right now.
You can curate your feed, you can mute, unfollow, set time limits, but the platforms, they'll keep pushing because they're not designed to reflect your values. They're designed to extract your attention. And that means even when you're not looking for it, the content is still looking for you. So what do? Step 1, awareness. You can't resist a system if you don't know how it works. Most people don't realize they're being shaped by their feeds. They just think, wow, I guess this is what people are into now. But that's the trick. The algorithm doesn't show you what's real. It shows you what works. And if what works is highly filtered thirst traps and AI generated cleavage thumbnails, then that's what your brain gets rewired to crave. Step 2, intentionality. This isn't a crusade against hot people. This is a push for conscious consumption, for asking why something is getting better engagement.
What the hell are you talking about?
Who benefits from that engagement and what kind of world it creates when we all keep clicking. Because there's a difference between freedom of expression and a system where your body becomes your brand, whether you want it to or not. And step 3, maybe the most important one, conversation.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation with my computer.
We need to talk about this stuff, not in a pearl-clutching, won't someone think of the children kind of way, but in a curious and honest, what the hell is going on kind of way. Because if we don't ask those questions about desire, algorithms, identity, power, then we're just sleepwalking into a future shaped entirely by what makes us keep scrolling. Follow the wrong feed long enough and you might forget who you were before the algorithm started choosing it for you.